have just been mic checked, and if not, then I'll just keep
That's
going
such
on
an
about D&D.
invasion of privacy that you guys can just listen to what we were talking about.
Yeah, but also it means I can force them to listen about my Hexblade Warlock, which is the perfect thing for me. Do you guys want to hear more about my D&D characters?
Hell yeah. All right, y'all ready for this?
Wait, give me a sec, 'cause I'm about to cough.
You good?
Yeah.
There we go, that was perfect. But dabbing is my thing, you can't.
Sorry, something came over me.
It's dabbing fever.
There's no cure.
There is no cure. There's no way to save yourself.
Cool. How's that? That's a good.
It's so good to be back.
I'm gonna go with Kabrib, and if I'm mispronouncing that, then the whole 2 people that watch the show can bully me. Pixar movie starring America Ferrara and Jonas, I already forgot, Jonas Kabrib?
Kabrib, yep.
I saw the word Jonas and got scared again. I love Phineas and Ferb.
And we hope you're just as excited about fudge. You stay animated, Indiana.
I can't believe I got that weird arachnid part.
Welcome back to AN News. It's been a long summer and we can't wait to fill you in on the latest animation information. I'm JJ.
And I'm Nick. Let's jump right into it. October is right around the corner, and with that comes a huge lineup of fall anime. Starting off the month will be the continuation of Spy X Family and the long-awaited 6th season of My Hero Academia. Both will be coming out on October 1st.
Less than a week after that, we'll have Mob Psycho Season 3 on October 6th, and less than 2 weeks into October, we'll be enjoying 2 new anime. One of them should sound familiar as it is the newest iteration of the Bleach franchise, Thousand Year Blood War. The other is a brand new but well-anticipated anime with Chainsaw Man. You'll be able to watch them on October 11th and 12th respectively.
Speaking of the new Bleach anime, the show apparently caused major delays for multiple other production companies with how many voice actors it employed. A reported 80 voice actors lent their talent to the anime, making it difficult for other production teams to get their stories out on time.
Many in-demand voice actors were needed for the show, including Yumi Ichiyama from The Devil is a Part-Timer, Natsuki Hanai from Demon Slayer, Satoshi Hino from Classroom of the Elite, and Koichi Yamadera from Cowboy Bebop. Thousand Year War will make up the final arc of Bleach and will consist of 4 parts, meaning the anime will most likely run for about 50 episodes.
For context, the original Bleach anime ran for 366 episodes, so sadly, or maybe thankfully, the sequel is much shorter. 50 episodes is the average length for most non-shonen anime, but for Bleach being one of the biggest shonen anime to date, it may not seem like enough.
Taking a step back from anime but staying in Japan, 7 manga volumes ranked on the New York Times monthly graphic books and manga bestseller list. You may be wondering why we're covering manga in this show, but multiple entries in this list will be familiar to most of our viewers, so we thought we'd share them. The list released in early September and consisted of Jujutsu Kaisen 17, Spy Family 2, Chainsaw Man 1, and One Piece 100.
With the manga for Chainsaw Man ranking that high and the anime coming out soon, it seems like something to tune in for. And don't think we were going to skip past that One Piece volume. With volume 100 being its most recent, you might begin to wonder how they've kept it going for so long. But if you think that's a long time, you'd be sorely mistaken, as One Piece is only the 21st longest running manga series by volume count, which means the anime shows no sign of stopping. Plenty of time to start binging.
D23 is Disney's annual expo where they announce their upcoming projects, and this year brought out quite a few new titles. Pete Docter appeared on stage to talk about his upcoming movie Elemental, which will release in June 2023. Another title was Win or Lose, Pixar's first ever long-form series that tells the story of a softball team in the week leading up to their championship game, which will air toward the end of 2023.
Elio, an intergalactic Pixar movie starring America Ferrera and Jonas Gabrib, was revealed to be releasing in spring 2024, alongside the cryptic announcement of Inside Out 2, which we are sad to report is not called Outside In.
Staying on Disney for one more story, the creators of Phineas and Ferb have come out with a brand new show, Hamster and Gretel. Following the story of a girl and her pet getting superpowers and saving their town, the show has produced mixed reviews. Gaining a 6.6 out of 10 from IMDb and a 3 out of 5 from Common Sense Media, critics don't know what to make of this new show.
Without any big-name actors to carry the show, which seems to be how most movies are getting by these days, Hamster and Gretel seems to be plateauing fast. Fans aren't surprised by this, as with Dan Povenmire's other venture, Milo Murphy's Law, nothing can come close to the success of Phineas and Ferb.
As we get closer to the release of Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, more and more information becomes available. We already have a release date with June 2nd, 2023, but that may change. The sequel was supposed to be coming out this winter, but was delayed, so fans are waiting on bated breath until they are sure they can watch it next year.
The latest news to come from this movie is the list of Spider People that will be in the movie. Most of the original Web Warriors will be in the sequel, with the exclusion of Spider-Man Noir and Penny Parker. But fear not, because we are getting many more abnormal arachnids from other parts of the multiverse. Scarlet Spider, Spider-Punk, and Spider-Woman are just a few that were named, as well as Spider-Man 2099, who is teased in the post-credit scene of Into the Spider-Verse.
That's all the time we have for you today at AN News. As always, we hope you enjoyed your time here, and we hope you're just as excited as we are about this upcoming season of Animation Nation. I'm JJ.
And I'm Nick. Thanks for watching.
You stay animated, Indiana.
Everyone, Andrew here. I think it's safe to say that everyone knows who makes our beloved North American cartoons. Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, Walt Disney Studios, all of them have created cartoons that we instantly remember and love. But on the other hand, when it comes to animation studios in Japan, it can be much harder to list them off on top of our heads. To be fair, Japan is not like the United States where the majority of cartoons are controlled by the 3 major studios. Japan has a plethora of studios, both large and small, which just goes to show how large the industry is. So if someone comes up to you and asks, hey, who made that one-hit anime TV show Sword Art Online? Well, I wouldn't blame you if you don't know the answer. So today I'm here to help you by listing off major anime studios in Japan and their most well-known works are. Unfortunately, I won't be able to discuss every anime studio in Japan because if I did, I'll be here for days on end. So I'll be focusing on the major anime studios that have produced multiple popular series. Sorry, Studio Orange, but making Beastars won't be enough to qualify on this list. But without further ado, let's get started. Let's start things off with the studio that's probably the most recognizable one outside Japan. Of course, I'm talking about Studio Ghibli. If you don't know who Studio Ghibli is, well, if you don't know, then you must be living a rocket in your entire life. If you don't know though, Studio Ghibli is known for making classic anime movies like My Neighbor Totoro, Princess Mononoke, Spirited Away, and so much more. If you have a friend or family member who doesn't know much about anime, then any movie from Studio Ghibli could be perfect for them. If I had to give them a ranking for each major anime studio, I would give Studio Ghibli a 10 out of 10. Alright, let's get into the real anime here, starting things off with Toei Animation. If I had to pick which studio would be the second most recognizable one outside Japan, I would easily pick this one. They are most well known for making the OGs that we all still remember today. Shows like Dragon Ball, One Piece, Sailor Moon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Digimon. A lot of classics are still airing today. With that, the only negative thing I would say about the studio is that they don't really have anything new to go off from, which I get since they're trying to continue on the stories from their older franchises. 7 out of 10. Here's a really big studio to look into, A1 Pictures. They're most well known for making shows like Your Lie on April, Erased, Sadly Different Sins, Kaguya-sama, Blue Exorcist, 86, Sword Art Online. They have made so many anime ever since they were established in 2005, and it looks like they aren't slowing down anytime very soon, as they're making anime adaptations for series like Nier Automata, Soul Leveling, and Mashle. Now, of course, not everything A1 Pictures touches turns to gold. They are the same studios that have made train wrecks like Darn the Franxx, but despite those shows, I think A1 Pictures is a capable studio to make decent products, so I would give the studio a 7 out of 10. Kyoto Animation. They're most well known for making anime television shows like Violet Evergarden, Clannad, Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, K-On!, Lucky Star, and a few others. They're also made some feature-length films like A Silent Voice, which, in my opinion, it's one of the best anime movies of all time. So when news broke out that arson took place in the studio's building back in 2019, it was devastating to hear for many anime fans because everyone loved the work they had done. Thankfully, the studio was able to recover and has since made another season of Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid along with a Violet Evergarden movie. Honestly, no complaints can be made about the studio. 10 out of 10. Studio Trigger. This studio is very fascinating to me. If you see any of their works, you know they have a distinct style for their animation. Their most well-known works include Kill la Kill, Little Witch Academia, BNA, the film Promare, and the recently released Cyberpunk Edgeriders. They do have some decent titles here, but I feel like they're missing something like a prominent series that is so good with the story animation that can go up against the other shows from the other prominent studios. I guess you could say Kill la Kill is that studio's, but I don't know. I'll give Studio Trigger a 7 out of 10. Alright, let me do a lightning round here for some of these anime studios that don't need much explanation, because otherwise it would go on forever. Studio Bones, the studio that has made My Hero Academia, Mob Psycho 100, Soul Eater, Ouran High School Host Club, Noragami, Skate the Infinity, and one of the best animes of all time, that being Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. 9 out of 10. Madhouse, the studio that has made No Game No Life, Death Note, Hunter x Hunter, the first season of One Punch Man, Overlord, Nana, and some other decent shows. 8 out of 10. Mappa, the studio that has made Jujutsu Kaisen, Talk of Destiny, The God of High School, Dora Dora, Yuri on Ice, and many others. They're currently working on big hits like Attack on Titan the final season and Chainsaw Man. 8 out of 10. David Production, the studio that has made shows like Fire Force, Cells of Work, the Yurtsi Yatsura remake for 2022. Oh, and this small little series called JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. 100 out of 10. JC Staff, oh boy, oh boy. Where do I begin with this studio? Yeah, okay, here's the thing. JC has made some really good shows like Dora, Food Wars, and Disastrous Life of Saki K. However, they're also the same studio that is responsible for developing shows like Angels of Death and the dreadful One Punch Man Season 2. I think it's easy to look at the studio and say that they're specialized in shows that are more slice of life focused than action adventure shows. I hate to give a lower score, but I have to give the studio a 6 out of 10. Another controversial studio that I would like to mention is Cloverworks. Now, to be fair, they made some really good shows too. Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai, Horimiya, and My Dress Up Darling are all shows where they definitely strive. They're also the studio that co-developed Spy X Family, which, oh yeah, I should probably mention that some of the studios collab with each other to help make projects like Spy X Family go along. So, while I do give them credit for creating the show, I wouldn't give them all credit if you know what I mean. But anyways, the reason why I said the studio was controversial is that they were the studio that made both seasons of The Promised Neverland. Yeah, both of them. But while I do agree that the second season of The Promised Neverland wasn't good, I don't think this automatically makes Cloverworks a bad studio. They have made other amazing shows, and I know not all studios get a grand slam with everything they touch. So with that being said, I'll give Cloverworks an 8 out of 10. The last studio I want to talk about today is Wit Studio. You know I said that Spy X Family was co-developed by Cloverworks and by another studio? Well, Wit Studio is that other studio. Along with that, they made some bangers after bangers like seasons 1 through 3 of Attack on Titan, the first season of Vinland Saga, Great Pretender, Requiem Kings, Vivi, and The Ancient Magnus Bride. I know that I just said that not everything studios have touched turned to gold, but so far it seems like Wit Studio is one of those few exceptions. Easily, I would give Wit Studio a 10 out of 10. Now, while I was able to cover a good number of anime studios in this segment, it only scratches the surface of the anime industry. If I had more time, I would visit another dozen studios and see all their noteworthy works. But hey, maybe I'll do a part 2 someday and cover the ones I missed. But for now, my name is Andrew, and thanks for watching.
Hello and welcome to Animation Nation. My name is Donovan Carrington, and today we will be continuing the segment of video game cartoons. Today we will be talking about something spectacular, something amazing, something so legendary, meme-worthy that you have either seen it or have used graphics from it once in your life. Yes, folks, we will be talking about the Donkey Kong TV show. What? The show first aired in France on September 4th, 1996, called La Planète de Donkey Kong, or The Planet of Donkey Kong. The show ran from August 15th, 1997 to July 7th, 2000, and produced 2 seasons in its runtime. The plot of the show is taking place on Congo Bongo Island. The show focuses on Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong as they protect a magical artifact known as the Crystal Coconut from the villainous King K. Rool and his Kremlin army who long to steal it to rule Congo Bongo. Each episode features 2 songs performed by the show's various characters. The plot is very basic, which is good for the demographic they are trying to appeal to, which are children. So let's talk about some positive and negatives of the show. Some of the stories are actually interesting, and honestly, some of the songs they sing are not bad. Like, it's nothing great, but it could be much, much worse.
I don't know what's happening to me. I'm getting all the blame for things I didn't do. Can anybody tell me just what I did wrong? I'm all alone and I'm so confused. I don't know what everyone wants me to be. I only know just how to be me. Once I was the ape of the hour, they think I'm a coward, an absolute zero. I'm nobody's hero, an absolute zero. I'm nobody's hero. I'm nobody's hero.
But that's all I can really say positively about this show.
You serious?
So now let's talk about what I don't like about this show. Oh boy, here we go. The first thing is the CGI, which hasn't aged well at all, even in 1996. This is probably the worst looking cartoon, period. The characters' movements are so rigid and so stiff. You can see every changing keyframe. I mean, look at Donkey Kong changing expressions in literally the first episode.
Donkey Kong, the strongest, brawniest, hippest ape in all of Congo Bongo. Our protector and future king. Got a lot of muscle mass, but not so much brain mass.
And speaking of those character models, I could be here all day talking about them, how they don't fit, how awkward they look. I can also talk about the memes everybody knows about, which is also a part of the intro, but I would be here forever if I did that, so I'll just leave it at that, and we're moving on. I said before the songs they sang weren't bad, but the way they choreographed it is just awful, and how they abruptly ended it also adds to how awkward this whole show is. And it got 2 seasons, bear mind you.
When I see a smile on your hairy face, I know there's no other ape that could take your place.
I can't believe you feel the way that you do. Your love is like a dream come true.
You are the sunlight warming up my day. Take my hand and everything's okay.
I see bananas when I look in your eyes. I'd shower you with coconut cream pies.
At the end of the day, what more can I say that hasn't been said about this show before? It was an absolute disaster, and this isn't anything new with Nintendo characters getting cartoon shows. This is one of the times that the phrase Sega does what Nintendo don't applies. But even though the show was a complete flop, it didn't change people's opinions of the games themselves. I just hope Nintendo learns from their mistakes if they ever decide to make another Donkey Kong cartoon. Well, that's the end of that. My name is Donovan Carrington. Until next time, you stay animated, Indiana, and
Banana Slammer! Banana Slammer! Banana Slammer! Banana Slammer! Banana Slammer! Banana Slammer!
I'll see you next time.
What's up, Animation Nation? It's your boy JJ. We back out here, season, I don't know. And what am I looking forward to? I mean, just being back here, being with the boys, talking about anime. I feel like I've watched more anime over the summer and like since we last filmed, so I can like talk about it. Like I'm almost all caught up with My Hero. I'm caught up with Mob Psycho. I'm caught up with One Punch Man. So I just want to talk about my favorite things. And yeah. I'm just happy to be here. Love you guys.
Hey, I'm Donovan. I'm one of the producers for Animation Nation, and expectations, what I'm excited for. I'm super excited just to honestly just get this ball rolling. I've actually gotten a lot more segment ideas more than I did last year, and I'm really excited to work through them and see how the guys and gals all appreciate it and how much they like it. So yeah. This is going to be a fun year.
Hi, I'm Andrew, and what I'm looking forward to the most for Animation Nation this year is just the segments that we make this year, and, well, more specifically the segments that I'm hoping to make, because last year, well, I didn't do much, but I watched a ton of anime this summer, and I'm hoping to use that knowledge to make more segments and do more stuff here.
Hey, I'm Billy. What I'm looking forward to this year in terms of stuff from Animation Nation, obviously I'm not going to be on a lot of segments because I'm going to be doing a lot of behind the scenes, but I'm excited to see some of my homies doing cool segments, making cool scripts and all that. And I mean, I'll be doing the edits for a lot of them from now on, so I'm excited for that.
My name is Chloe. Something that I am really excited for in Animation Nation is to be here, honestly. You know, I said that to many of the people in here. I think I'm just excited to finally be able to talk about all of the unfair practices that I have seen in animation recently, especially with the shows that I like.
My name is Griffin E. Brandon, and what I'm looking forward to in Animation Nation is, I don't know. Animation Nation is just so fun. I'm just hyped for whatever Animation Nation is gonna throw at us. But what I'm hoping that Animation would do for segments is that maybe we'll do another Pictionary challenge, maybe with cartoon characters like Adventure Time, Regular Show, Steven Universe. And another thing I want to do is that guessing game where they describe the worst way possible of a character and we have to try to guess it. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to Animation Nation this year. Anyway, I think that's all I have.
So I am Carson Zadroga. I am a sophomore here. You know, my second year, can't wait. So yeah, what I'm excited for is just to meet all the people again, you know, to film things, come up with segments. You know, here I guess some requests that, you know, of shows that people, you know, want to watch and stuff like that. And I'm ready to, you know, look at, kind of, I guess, reflect on what I did last semester, what I can improve on, how my opinions change. For example, and here's the confession, you know, after watching a good chunk of the original Teen Titans show and going back and looking at Go, guys, I have to be honest, I like Teen Titans Go. It makes me laugh sometimes. You guys win. So it's stuff like that. You know, I can't wait for the discussions, the segments, you know, some of the game shows we do. And I can't wait to see Donovan and Justin's leadership and what they bring to the table. I know they're gonna do great.
What's up? I'm Nick McEwen, and as for what I'm excited for Animation Nation this year, I'm excited to write more scripts. I'm excited to do more scripted segments because I found I really enjoy doing them, and I want to do them with more energy because all of mine were just sort of like actual learning and boring. I don't want that. I want to start screaming. So I'm excited to have a lot of fun doing scripted segments.
Hi, I'm Abe. I'm excited to be a part of Animation Nation, excited to contribute to it, and looking forward to a bunch of my favorite shows getting more seasons.
Hi, I'm Frey, and I'm really excited just to kind of be a part of this here. You know, I didn't really come into this with a lot of expectations, but I know I'm gonna have a good time, so let's get to it.
Hi, my name is Justin, and I'm really looking forward to all of the, the variety of segments I want to make this season. I have a whole bunch of different ideas about just a whole bunch of different types of animation and everything else. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm just excited about the whole season, honestly, and just running the whole thing. It's going to be really cool.
Josh, what are you most excited for this year? All right, perfect. You're good, man.